We're gonna get started soon. Yep. Notification just went out. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm excited. I don't know why it's not playing. There we go. I know they take so long. That's nothing that I can help. I know. They're stingy like that. Yeah, I know. Hold on. I know. Alrighty, there we go. Are you excited as I am? Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Well, we got some creepy 911 phone calls. We got a big, long ghost story. It's actually gonna be a 3-parter. And why does it sound like I'm echoing? What is going on here? I think it's not right. I don't know why. Huh. Okay, well, I guess I'll just have to deal with it. Let me move my microphone a little bit. Maybe that will help. Check. Yeah, still sounds like I'm echoing. What is going on here? Check. I don't know. Whatever. So we got a long ass Reddit story. We'll get into what I think about Reddit stories. Maybe 98% of them are shitposting. You might find a little nugget, a little gem here and there. But then we got the mailbag. And so, yeah, there's like actually 6 or so questions tonight. I'm not going to tell them their names. Privacy. Oh, there's no privacy online, is that what you're saying? Gotcha. That actually makes a lot of sense. Well done. With that being said, why don't you go ahead and, start the show? Thank you.
This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
What kind of cockadoodie bookstore is this?
Hi, everybody on YouTube. I don't feel well right now. It's just one of those days for me. It's just, all like whiny and stuff.
I thought perhaps the end of days was upon us, but it turned out it was just a disoriented old lady in a champagne-colored Toyota Avalon, crashing into my world like DNB circa 1996.
Oh my goodness, hello! So it looks like my system might be working for the moment. It turns out the problem that has been preventing me from live streaming and that caused all those problems last time is this Chinese-made device.
Curious as to your commercial that you have on TV. I think it's saying the world isn't. I totally took offense to that.
I haven't changed. I'm still a flat earther.
There is no hope for us. I'm sorry. I've never been one to give that type of a message or try to spread that. Maybe I'll get over it, guys. But I just went through torment and hell, and it's giving me nightmares. There's no one to help us. Everyone's covering it up, and I
What's
just
up, fellas? Doing everything blind Tuesday. Mike McKenna.
I don't understand what is happening!
No worries, man. Hope everybody's well.
I
can order it for you. Or see if it's nearby. I might have it. Ma'am? Ma'am?
Oh, this looks good.
David 136, suspect is stolen my vehicle.
There she is.
Come here now!
Get on the ground. Now he did got on a stolen vehicle for sure. All right, stand up. Anybody got a cage? She's wiring.
Apparently so.
His car is right there. You just stole a police car. You stole a police car in front of 3 police officers. I've seen some stupid stuff, but my gosh. And you hit a car with it?
I was going to jail over something that I did not do.
You just stole a police car.
Now I'm going to jail because I did.
Well, there we go.
I do take accountability for my actions.
Did you steal a police car?
You know what?
Did you?
Give me an attorney.
Answer the question.
Give me an attorney. How about
We saw you do it.
No, you didn't see me do it.
I did.
He did.
Frag out!
Who's got their claws in you, my friend? Into your heart I'll beat again.
Okay. Oh. Major glitch going on with Farrago. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and kill that, restart that, and go. Welcome to the show. This is Theory of Blind Man. I'm your host, Whistler. Hello, Danny Mac McKenna. Hello, Blind Toes. Hello, Thomas. Who else is here? The usual. I'm just guessing you guys are talking to each other. So we got an exciting I don't know if exciting is quite the word that I want to use, but some doozies. We have got some doozies. First, the major piece will be the Ouija board. Okay, found a Reddit story on Ouija boards, and now if you guys have not read it, whatever you want to call it, then you'll know that most of the stuff there is BS. It's what's called shit posting, and that's basically to hook people in for clicks and views or whatever the case may be. So there's a lot of stories, and you'll find a lot of these stories. This particular one has to deal with a woman who's hanging out with her friend. College years. Yep, college years, and the main woman who's telling the story at first is Sarah. Now Sarah convinces her religious friend to partake in the Ouija board. So that'll be that story. And it's actually very, very interesting. Lots and lots of detail. This Reddit post goes on for 3.5 hours. We won't be doing the whole thing, obviously. We'll cover a lot of it tonight, but I will be skipping through to the major parts because there's a huge backstory buildup. So there's a lot of unnecessary detail, I feel, but you guys can always find it on YouTube and watch it yourselves if you'd like. But before we get to that, let me take it back. How about the Zozo demon? What the hell is that? Zozo demon. Heard of it. I will check it out though. Now, this first thing I literally just watched before dinner. I made 4 eggs and 4 hash browns and 4 bacon. So good. Glass of OJ. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's rock it. Definitely a reference there if you didn't know. Anyway, the first story, there's actually 4 stories in this video. I could only take one, but I mistakenly listened to the next one right after it, and it is really, really sad. Now, this first video, this is called something like 4 eerie 911 calls or something. Let me check. Let me see what it's exactly called. 4 really disturbing 911 calls. I'm only going to play one, and I will say this. If you got a weak mind, not a weak mind, excuse me, a weak heart, a weak stomach, you might not want to listen to this. Now, apparently, he shows videos or photos or something. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. So just beware that this is definitely, this first one is death content. Like I said, if you got a weak heart, do not listen to this because it's connected with the Ouija board. Are you talking about the the Zozo demon that's connected to the Ouija? Well, I don't know. I don't know. I've got my own thoughts on the Ouija board, and saying that a particular demon is connected to a Ouija. Well, what about the rest of the Ouija boards? Does he split off his demonness onto each one? I don't know. The mind is very powerful. I will say that for sure. Now, back to what I was saying. This first clip has to do with an elderly woman. I believe she's in her 70s or 80s. Can't walk without her walker, and she lives in a log cabin. And her husband is currently at work, I believe. I think that's how it goes. But again, it is very, very disturbing. But with that being said, you've got about 30 seconds to decide if you want to watch or mute it for approximately 10 minutes, we will say. Okay? And then we will go on to the next segment. Oh no, they told me this wouldn't happen. Oh jeez, hold on. Oh jeez. Okay. Where is it? Yes, I want to show you. Transition 1. Welcome back. Danny Marie AUC is here, and I'm guessing you probably missed my little spiel about what we're going to be watching. This first clip is for not the faint of heart. You will hear someone pass away. I'll say that much. Has to do with an old lady, probably in her 70s or 80s. But anyway, welcome, Danny. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, move along. How about you? Yo, Danny. Okay. You guys ready? This is very disturbing, might I add.
A 76-year-old woman named Loretta Pickard called 911 when she started smelling smoke. She was all alone in the house and were unable to walk because she was on a walker. This is the call.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
I think my house is on fire, and I'm here alone, and I'm on a walker. Hurry up!
Okay,
full of smoke.
These questions are not going to delay paramedics in any way. Okay.
Oh, if you're into dark stuff, Danny, wait till the next segment because I got a doozy dealing with the Ouija board.
What type of building is involved?
It's a log house with a tin roof.
What up, Shine? Streamlabs has been working religiously since I was having the issues. Actually, ever since I was going to try to terminate my Streamlabs account and just start a new one and see if that would fix it, but it's been working ever since, so play away. Play away.
But it's coming from the roof, I think. I don't know.
Okay, how many floors?
Okay.
How many floors or stories are there?
Well, there's just one floor. We got an attic.
Okay, is anyone trapped inside the building?
Well, I'm inside the house. I don't even know if I can get out. I mean, my husband's at the ball game, and I can't get him. I'll try his cell phone.
Okay, exactly where are you located? No, inside the home. Exactly where are you located inside the home?
Right now, I'm in the living room.
The call has now been going on for about 3 minutes. The dispatcher tries to give her instructions on how to get outside of the house, even though the caller mentioned that it's not possible.
Do any of you think you would have the will? I'm not saying she doesn't. Maybe she just doesn't know. But do you think if you did not have the use of your legs that well, do you think you would be able to drag yourself out?
The smoke's getting bad.
Okay, if it's safe to do so, leave the building, close the doors behind you, and remain outside. Do not try to put the fire out. Do not carry anything. Do not carry out anything that's on fire.
Couldn't, honey, if I wanted to. I'm on a walker, and I can't hardly walk.
Okay, is anyone injured?
No, I'm the only one here. I'm not injured, but my eyes are full of smoke. My lungs, I can't get out the door.
Stay low to the floor. Close the door immediately. All right, cover.
Get down to the floor, honey.
Okay.
I'll sit on my walker. That's the lowest I can get. Oh, what is that?
What's going on?
I don't know. Something hit me on the head. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be panicking.
Okay, just let me know what's going on, okay?
Okay. I'm trying to get a chair where I can sit in. The walker got away from me.
Just let me
I feel
know.
like a big baby.
No, it's okay. Is the smoke still in the home?
Yes,
like, are you still filling up? Okay, but you don't see any flames at this time?
I can't go outside to see.
Yes, but there's no flames in the home that you can see?
No, not in the house. I can see the smoke.
Okay.
Pictures, here they come. I hear the sirens.
Okay, I'm staying on the line with you until they get right there with you, okay?
I just noticed that at no point did I hear the dispatch say that there is somebody in the home. Just noticed that.
Yes. Oh, I forgot that.
It's okay.
Well,
Although she's typing.
Do you still hear the sirens?
No.
Minutes into the call, the dispatcher tells Loretta that the firefighters are close.
So right there, he just said 10, and before I was 3 minutes in, so we're already at 13 minutes that this old lady is sitting inside of her house that is burning to the ground, and she cannot move.
But no sirens were heard.
Oh no, I can't even see you there.
Okay, you're still in a dining room chair?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's getting really hot in here. Oh.
I'm going to say it gets really descriptive, not that kind of descriptive, but you just kind of get in the, at least I did, you get in the mindset of, I'll talk about that after.
Oh, I see fire now.
Okay.
Are you here? They're going
Yes,
after me.
They're here. They're there. I'm letting them know exactly what's going on, okay? They are there.
Okay.
I promise they are right there. It's just they have to make their way into you, okay?
Okay, but they better run.
Even further into the call, the firefighters are outside, but no one is getting inside the house to help Loretta. Now this is your last warning. If you have a weak stomach, fast forward the video or close down the tab.
I'll give you a few seconds as well, because I would drag myself using my chain if I had to. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, obviously she is in a position, I think, that she kind of resigned to what she knows she's capable of. Does that make sense? Rather than someone much younger, or maybe not even that much younger, they still have that kind of determination or drive that nothing can hold us, you know? she's old. She knows it. She knows what she can and can't do, and this is the unfortunate outcome.
What follows now is the most disturbing part. If you decide to close down the video, I thank you for watching this far.
Stop being so dramatic.
Now here it goes.
If you're wondering what that noise is, in case you've never been in a house that's on fire, those are all the oxygen being sucked out of cracks and nooks and crannies of the house, getting sucked into the fire, flaming the fire even further, as well as it's a log cabin, so there's a lot of wood, so shit's breaking and falling all around her on fire, and yeah, there you go. Fire's not fun.
Come in here! I'm in
Okay, ma'am, just stay on the line with me, okay? What's your husband's name?
These sounds that are coming up is what got me.
What? Miss,
I'm not okay.
okay, are the flames getting near you? Is the fire near you?
If you're wondering, she is.
Ten more minutes goes by where the dispatcher
23 minutes. We're now 23 minutes.
tries to get a hold of Loretta, but no answers were given.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Loretta died in that fire. Multiple violations were broken from the firefighters during the incident. One firefighter even put out his phone to record the fire on Snapchat. The family was given a $200,000 settlement for the family. Not for the death of Loretta, but for the estate she lived in. This call makes me both uncomfortable and angry.
I didn't understand that. Again, I was hoping I'd get it. Her family was given $200,000 for her what she was living in?
Family was given a $200,000 settlement for the family. Not for the death of Loretta, but for the estate she lived in.
For the estate she lived in? Like what, insurance money or?
This call makes me both uncomfortable and angry, as the death could have easily been avoided if the firefighters did their job. On Sunday, May 19th, 2019, a man called 911 to report that he had just shot his girlfriend.
This is the beginning of it.
44-year-old Sean told the dispatcher that he shot his girlfriend in the head and that she was in rough shape. I do warn you that while narrating this, my eyes are literally watering because of what you're about to hear.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
There's one thing that I'm only going to play one thing from this as soon as I can find it, because it will kind of tell you everything if you've ever been in that position.
My girlfriend.
You still have the weapon?
I don't even know where it is. I've been looking for it. I have no idea where it is.
You don't know where the...
Yes, there's...
Alright.
I have no idea.
Hold on 1 second for me.
Listen.
Attention LST Station 5, 4777 Stockbridge Drive, 4777 Stockbridge Drive, for a 44-year-old female gunshot wound.
If you can hear her breathing, that was all. That's all I want you to hear.
Okay. Sir, do you have something on the bleeding?
I will wrap it up. He finds a towel, he puts it on her right temple where they were having a disagreement and somehow a gun got involved and he shot her in the head. So he called the police, put a towel on her temple, keeping the pressure on it. And when the police got there, he would not leave her. Okay? He didn't want to leave her because he had to keep the pressure on her head. I'm fairly sure he was in shock to the point where he was determined to keep that going, keep her alive. And throughout the call, he's dumbfounded on how it happened, what was going on, and you can tell he was not happy with himself. So what ends up happening is a shootout, because he actually had the shotgun right there next to him. He swung it around, and the police he's in the garage. She's laying on the floor. The police show up down the road. Dispatcher's like, you need to go outside. Well, here, I'll just open the garage door. So he does. And he says, no, I'm not going to leave her because she needs to have this pressure put on her head. So he does not leave her. The cops approach. You hear them yelling at him to come out. He's like, no, I have to keep the pressure on her head. And I guess that's when he says, I'm not playing this game. So he gets the shotgun and they back away, right? They back off. There's some kind of shootout and he ends up in the basement. They get her out of there. She eventually does pass, but she was kept alive so her organs could be donated. And he ends up taking his own life in the end. So, gosh. Oh, come on, sorry, I'm not that psycho. She had the strength to crawl out. No, unfortunately, she did not. Stomach. Excuse me. I'm just catching up on this chat because I heard a bunch of guys popping off. Okay. So if you wanted to watch the rest of these, which I highly recommend you do not, even though I showed it on my YouTube channel, it's called what was it again? For really disturbing 911 calls. Who's this? So I don't need this one to open. Here we go. This one's called A Ouija Board Is Not a Good Idea Ever. Doesn't sound right. Oh, damn you. Go back to this. Yeah, it's not a good idea ever. Okay. Woo! So there are 3 major parts to this. Sarah's side, Liz's side, and then I don't know. But I just figured, 3 hours long, I can break it up into 3 sections. I just don't know what the first section would be. Well, I mean, it starts off with Sarah, so. Woo! That last video, oh my gosh. Just like, wow. Here we go.
I'm that asshole.
That's what I was going to say. So, obviously, it's a dude reading it. I don't know. Okay, this is what I was going to say earlier about Reddit things. You get all these YouTube channels that just read Reddit articles. And look at this guy. Look at this guy. Hold on. This is crazy. 370,000 views. That's insane. But anyway.
I'm that asshole. That asshole who...
I forgot. Yes, it's a dude speaking. So this first person, though you don't really find out until later. It might be on screen. I don't know. But the person talking right now is Sarah.
...moves the pointer while playing with a Ouija board. I don't know why. I guess I just like knowing I'm responsible for scaring the shit out of people, instead of something or someone I couldn't see. Or maybe I just didn't believe in that commercially made product that could talk to ghosts. Who knows? But as I found out, karma definitely is a bitch. One night in college, a friend of mine was over and we were studying. One of those ghost shows came on the TV, and they were messing around with a Ouija board. My friend, Liz, said offhandedly to me, I've never played with one of those. I was definitely surprised, Ouija boards were such a staple of my childhood. Hundreds of sleepovers with me scaring the crap out of little girls by moving the pointer on the board, and that whole light as a feather stiff as a board thing. I couldn't fathom someone growing up and not experiencing it. I started talking about random experiences I had with the board, and tried to convince her it would be a good idea to run out to Walmart and buy one. Finally, I was successful, and off we went, our studies abandoned on the table. College priorities at its finest, I guess. After our Walmart trip, we got back to my apartment and opened the... We spared no expense. It was the glow-in-the-dark special edition.
Ooh.
Talk about class.
Ooh.
Liz looked like she was about to piss her pants as I explained how to put your fingers on the pointer. We lit some candles and turned off all the lights. Okay, so just ask whatever, I said, secretly smirking. Like what? She asked. I don't know. Something fun. Like, when am I going to die? Or something. This was always one of my favorite questions for people to ask, because while pushing the pointer, I could really freak them out. I don't want to know that. Damn. I was a bit disappointed, but went with it. I suggested just trying to open our minds and see what would come through. I was already planning on having JFK come through. Not many of my friends know I am a huge JFK buff, so I can usually creep them out with the amount of knowledge the ghost of JFK knows about his assassination and whatnot.
AKA, she is a JFK conspiracy algorithm theorist. Does it bug anybody else that he does not use a pop filter? Or, I don't know if he's on the screen visually, but is he like right on his microphone? Because he's got those hard consonants again. Well, not again, but I'm sure the rest of his videos are like that. Like the last guy I pointed out. Schrodinger's cat.
We put our fingers on the pointer, and nothing happened. I was letting the tension grow before I started my pushing. It's always better to start slow. All of a sudden, the pointer started to move, and I wasn't pushing it for once.
Oh, now it's gonna
You can't
really
push
bug
it,
me.
I yelled at her.
Stop saying P's and B's, please.
Talk about the pot calling the kettle black. Damn it. I didn't want her to ruin my plan.
Stop it.
I'm not, Liz shouted back. Well, obviously you are, 'cause I'm not. Aren't the ghosts supposed to move it? She asked. I guess she got me there. I just sat back, shut up, and watched the pointer move. I was convinced she was moving it. She had to be. There was no way a ghost was communicating with us through a glow-in-the-dark spirit board that I bought for $17.99 at Walmart. After a few minutes, we finally got a message.
I miss you, Liz.
Liz was, understandably, a bit freaked out that the spirit knew her by name.
Welcome Kathy to the chat, who says a vowel. Oh, welcome to the chat, Kelly. That was awesome.
I was too, but I kept telling myself she was moving it, whether it be subconsciously or not. We kept going.
I need to see you again soon.
I need to see you again soon? What does that mean?
It means that someone needs to see you again soon. Isn't that kind of self-explanatory?
Asked, getting more confused and more freaked out. I don't know, I said, and honestly meant what I said. I had no idea what was going on. I hate to admit it, but I was starting to get freaked out. The Ouija board never worked for me before. You're moving it, she yelled. No, I'm not. I swear. And I did swear. I wasn't moving it for once in my life. Yes, you are. She kept insisting I was moving it, but we kept going.
Exactly.
The pointer stopped for a few minutes. I was intrigued, yet scared. I wanted to see what else it would do, but I was afraid of what I'd find out. Finally, getting a bit impatient, I asked the first question of the night. Who is this? What do you want?
I am Will. Hello.
It would have been funny if you said, Will, I am. Get it, William?
Liz, I still love you.
Liz looked like she was going to lose her dinner all over the board. Who's Will? I asked. Seriously, are you moving it? Liz responded in a thin whisper. No, I told you I wasn't. Who's Will? He's my ex-boyfriend who killed himself after we broke up. Really, are you moving it? Because this isn't funny. I tried to convince her that I wasn't, but she didn't believe me. She just sat there looking like, excuse the pun, she'd seen a ghost. I suggested we quit.
Whatever.
Listen, Liz, obviously this is upsetting you. Let's just stop now and... No, I need to know if he's okay, she said with a determined...
He's dead. I don't think he's okay.
Look on her face. But I have to make sure it's not just you pushing it and fucking with me. After a bit of discussion, we decided I would keep my fingers on the pointer, but keep my head down and not look. That way I wouldn't know where to push it. I agreed and sat there, feeling more and more uneasy. I put my head down and closed my eyes. Where the hell Ghost Will needed. Maybe bring some closure to Liz. About a minute of sitting there with my head down and eyes closed, I started to get cold all over. It was unlike any other feeling of cold I have had. The only way I can describe it is that my bones were cold, and it was chilling me from the inside out. I tried to brush it off. Maybe there was a draft coming in from the cool spring air outside. Then, without warning, my head, for the lack of a better term, exploded with these gruesome images I could not control. It was as if any single irrational or rational fear I had thought throughout the course of my life multiplied its intensity by 1,000 and slammed into my brain at the same time. It only seemed to last for a second, at the same time. But, regardless of however long it was, every single image was burned into my head. I jerked away from the table, trying not to scream.
Never mind.
What's wrong? Liz asked, smiling at me. What the fuck was she smiling about? I don't know. Why are you smiling? What the fuck is so funny? I could barely contain myself. Deep down I knew I was acting crazy, but I couldn't help it. Nothing's funny. I'm just smiling because I had the nicest conversation with Will. He doesn't blame me. What the hell do you mean? I snapped again. It's only been like a fucking minute since we started. Liz's face scrunched up in confusion. What do you mean? I've been talking to Will for the last 2 hours. What the fuck? Needless to say, I was a bit creeped out. Okay, more than creeped out. I was terrified. I threw that damn board back in the box as quick as I could and blew out all of the candles.
Well, actually, Kelly, so you know, Sarah is the one talking right now, and Liz is the one that's talking to Will.
The box into the closet as far back as it could go. I didn't want to look at it anymore. I announced abruptly that I was going to drive Liz home and open the door, trying to hurry her.
Now, what's really weird, Kelly, I don't know why, but Liz has got a potty mouth. For some reason, that was held for review. I don't know.
It's definitely out of character.
I don't know.
She obliged, however, and we got into the car. The whole 5-minute drive seemed like an eternity. I could swear I'd see things on the side of the road, but at second glance they weren't there. Images I had seen baby's sister mutilated and whatnot, from that weird trance-like dream I had started to shimmer in the corner of my eyes. I swerved about 1,000,000 times, thinking I was going to hit one of these things, but nothing was there. By the time we got to her apartment, Liz looked at me like I was crazy. "Are you sure you're okay?" she asked. "Yeah, just get out of the damn car already," I snapped back at her, almost surprising myself with how mean I was being. Though I fully admit fucking with people while using the Ouija boards, I really am a nice person.
Does it sound like he's got like grapes in his mouth or something? Like he's got poofy cheeks trying to talk?
I swear.
That's just me.
Liz did as I asked and I sped away, eager to get to the D of my apartment. When I opened the door, I noticed two things right away. It was about 30 degrees in the apartment, and all of the blinds and curtains were wide open. I was confused, but I tried not to let my mind wander.
Okay, throughout this story, it'll probably be today and tomorrow I'm going to do this one, because I'm not going to play all 3 hours tonight, because I interrupt a lot. But, as of now, put a 1 if you believe the story, put a 2 if you do not.
I shut all of the curtains and cranked the heat. It was April, so it wasn't freezing outside.
I say that because there's already a couple things that got my red flags blaring.
But it wasn't hot either.
Flying high.
Normal springtime weather. After shutting all of the blinds and whatnot, I sat on the couch and tried to turn on the lamp. The light went on and then popped off. I again tried to shake it off as a shitty coincidence. I changed the light bulb and went to turn it on again. Out again. I went to go turn on the overhead light instead. All 3 bulbs popped off at the same time. At this point, I was basically pissing my pants. I was so scared, but I tried to remain as calm as I could. It wasn't easy, let me tell you. I grabbed as many blankets as I could and sat on the couch in the dark living room. I was going to light the candles we had used when we used the board, but I didn't want anything related to that fucking thing around me. I turned on the television and blared it, hoping that I could just attribute any noise and flash of something in the corner of my eyes to the television.
I will give a little spoiler alert here. We find out later on this is years after the supposed incident happened, right? And that the language is one big red flag. It's not told as if it was a memory, but it was told as if it was currently happening, or like it just happened yesterday.
You know you've done it too. Unfortunately, it didn't work. I was just starting to doze off when this loud beeping woke me up. It sounded like the worst alarm clock ever.
Of course.
It was coming from the closet where I had thrown the Ouija board.
It opens when you're about to go to sleep.
I slowly went over and opened the door. Out fell an old alarm clock. I think it was my roommate's. I hope it was my roommate's. Blaring uncontrollably.
You know what's funny? You mentioned that, Danny Mac, is... Shit's crazy. I've got my own experience, actually, with this paranormal stuff, and it was a trip. It was as if I was... No, that has nothing to do with this right now, but remind me to tell you guys my experience. But what you just said, Danny Mac, I'll find the photos, but there are some fucked up photos that my ex several years ago, the one that was addicted to meth, managed to get some pictures of. And there are some really messed up pictures and video. The shadow man with the white glasses, so it was like a negative of an image on the wall that would walk around. That was weird. It was raining inside one time. That was weird. What else has happened? Oh, the demon leprechaun underneath your gas pedal. That was weird. So unless everybody ever that I showed those pictures to were addicted to meth, there was something weird. Something that I can't explain.
I heard the door so the Ouija board would stay in there, and I started looking at the clock to turn it off. Not only were there no batteries in it, nor was it plugged in anywhere, but the time flashing on the clock was 16 a.m. My birthday. Hence her name.
My birth.
What the fuck? Needless to say, I threw that thing quite far, and it broke into a million.
See, like, if you're recalling something that happened a while ago, you'd be like, if you were writing it, you'd say, I thought to myself, what the fuck? Right?
In little pieces.
Yeah, now, he could be eliminating a lot of extra text, so maybe, I don't know. The way he's reading it makes me not buy it.
I wish it stopped there.
Maybe it was the grapes in his mouth, I don't know.
I really do. But little did I know, that was just the warm-up. So to say, the opening act to a 3-act shit show that has become my life.
Now, that was kind of a giveaway, too. The first act in a 3-act shit. Right? Think about it.
I have to go to work right now.
That is my biggest clue. I have to go to work right now. Does anybody else see the problem with that? That's just crazy. I gotta go to work now. I've got you guys hooked in. I gotta go to work now. Write the shit after work, because then you got at least 8 hours.
Or I would tell you more. Though I hope this is enough to convince everyone to never, ever fuck with a Ouija board.
Obviously it's not, because we don't have the whole story, because there's supposedly 2 more acts. Actually, where does that leave us? Oh my god, that's only 13 minutes in the first act. Holy... I don't even know how to say this guy's name. I'll just say it how my voiceover says it. Ermiker. Three hours to go. Don't worry, we're not watching the whole thing. I was glad I was wearing a diaper. Yeah, no, really? It was like nothing. Depends if he was on crystal meth. I don't know who he would be, but so far we got 2 twos. Blind Toes and Kelly. I was glad I was wearing a diaper. Don't know actually what that's referring to. I thought the clock would read 666. Oh, yeah. They are typing the 6. Ooh, what's that? They're typing at 6 a.m. before work. Well, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they always have a convenient spot to top the story to hook people in. Like, this is a really good writer. Whoever wrote this, the Sarah, he gives a name later on. It's like Sarah 04148544102453 or something crazy like that. But anyway, and there is mention somewhere in here that she's professionally writing for something or other. I don't know. Let's see what this is. Oh. What is this? Oh. Did I miss it? Hold on just a second. This may or may not be important. For some of you who don't know, my brother had another seizure a few days ago. Actually, last week. Exactly last week from today. Wait. Nope, 8 days ago. What is this? I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this or not, so I don't really want to play it live. Let's find out. I'm live. Is it safe? Watch. Nope. Getting back to you. 2. I got all 2s. Sorry to hear that. Well, thank you. Yeah, it's the second one in 2 months. It's only been 2 months since the first one. Yeah, he's a war vet, and he's got PTSD pretty bad. So that's what the second doctor's starting to think it's related to, along with... It's like a downward spiral, you know? You don't eat well, you don't sleep well, you don't exercise well. And... already having PTSD, nightmares from war. I could see how it could... just sound like everything died. It got all quiet all of a sudden. So now, yeah, he's got to deal with that. Probably be on some kind of seizure medication. Oh, jeez.
After the initial Ouija board fiasco, Like I said, I went home and shit started getting real. That first night, the temperature in my apartment dropped to about 30 degrees. All of the blinds and curtains were open, every single light bulb burned, and a random radio with no batteries or plugs started beeping for no reason with the time displayed as 4:16 a.m., which is coincidentally my birthday. Ever since we stopped doing the Ouija, I kept seeing horrible, gruesome images flashing in my mind and in my peripheral vision. I was uncharacteristically mean and angry to Liz, my friend with whom I did the Ouija board with. It was really crazy. So starting where I left off, I was sitting on the couch in my apartment with 10 blankets on and the TV blaring so I could attribute any noise or flash of light to that instead of the paranormal. The gruesome thoughts kept flashing in my head.
So obviously she's already described possession, right? That's where we're at. She's possessed.
Like my sister being mutilated, my mother hanging from the rafters, and all kinds of horrific things. I was starting to think I was losing my mind.
Which she says multiple times throughout this whole story. I'm starting to think I'm losing my mind. I'm starting to think I'm insane.
After a lot of internal fighting with myself, should I? Yes, I should. No, you shouldn't. You're imagining this. I decided to text Liz to see if I could come over to her apartment to hopefully feel a bit safer and get some sleep. I pulled out my cell phone, and there, on the screen, was a text from Liz. Can you come over? I'm really freaked out. Thank God. I texted quickly as I threw on my shoes that...
Do people still say cell phones these days? I would imagine people would say, like, I pulled out my Samsung. I pulled out my iPhone. More than they would say, I pulled out my cellular phone.
Be right over.
That's just me picking the story apart. My bad.
The 5-minute drive was, as it had been right after the Ouija board, scary as hell. I kept thinking I saw stuff on the side of the road and was swerved to avoid it, nearly going into the other lane of traffic. But when I looked...
Yeah, Danny, but if he was playing Scrabble, there's only one L. So how do you spell out will, you know? Actually, I don't know. I've never played Scrabble.
Back, there would be...
I don't know how many tiles there are of each letter, if multiple at all. I don't know.
Thing there. Longest 5-minute drive of my life, I swear. I got to Liz's house and knocked. No one. I knocked again, getting a little nervous. With as crazy as that night had been, I didn't know what to expect. Again, no one answered. I knocked again, louder this time. I was getting desperate. Finally, I heard someone walking down the steps to the front door, and there was Liz, half asleep and in her pajamas, looking very confused.
Okay. I'll get to them. I'll get to them right now. I'm sorry. Sorry, R2. It wasn't I read that one already, R2. Those are Streamlabs. Oh, look, Gabe. Thank you, R2. Gabe, welcome. Welcome, Gabe. Ghosts always involved getting cold. Yeah. You remember Sixth Sense? Little boy who could see ghosts. You guys want the spoiler on that movie if you haven't seen it? Bruce Willis. Or just phone. Yeah, or just phone. Yeah. No one says, let me get my cell phone. Pretty much every phone is a cell phone nowadays. How many people in the chat have a landline? How many people actually know what a landline is? Well, that's an interesting question.
Hey, what's up? She asked. You told me to come over, I said. What? When? I showed her the text I received. She looked at it more closely than I had. This isn't my number, she said. What?
Hey, Mr. Frosty, how you doing out there? We're just listening to some ghost stories.
This isn't my number. It's my name and picture, but not my number, she said. Well, whose number is it? I asked, getting more and more nervous. Someone would have had to physically get my phone to enter a number, save it under Liz's name, and find a picture to attach to the
Goddamn hard consonants. I don't like his speech patterning.
Contact. Liz looked at the number again. Then I watched the color drain out of her face. What? I asked. No,
Yes,
it couldn't be.
It is.
She said as she pushed the call back button to, I guess, debunk whose number she thought it was. I pushed the speaker dial button. Hey, this is Will. Sorry I missed your call, but please leave a message and I'll get back to you soon. Thanks. Liz dropped the phone. I wanted to kick it out the door. We were both pretty much crying at this point. Well, crying isn't the right word. We were pretty much hysterical. What the hell is going on? Liz cried once she regained some composure. I just shook my head, too scared to speak.
Wow.
We went upstairs to...
Danny had a landline until about 5 years ago. Wow. I didn't know they still made them.
The living room area, weirdly laid out attic apartment, and sat in a pensive silence. Finally, Liz spoke. I think we should pray. Now, I was brought up Catholic, but definitely wasn't practicing at the time, nor did I really know if I believed anymore. Praying was not my first answer in intuition. But I figured, why the hell not? Liz, on the other hand, was a pretty hardcore Lutheran. She pulled out a Bible and said that sometimes she leafs through it and picks out a passage at random and takes it, kind of, as a sort of advice or comfort from God. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. So she starts thumbing through the Bible while muttering.
See, a lot of this is as if it's happening in the moment or very, very recently. So that was one error. But that's one thing, it's hard when you're a writer to write something convincingly that you were there, but also convincingly of the time frame it took place.
Our Father. She stops, suddenly, moved by the Lord, and reads, Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeketh whom he may devour. Peter 5:8. What the fuck? So yeah, needless to say.
At least she's not the type that says WTF out loud. Or out loud. Hashtag WTF. Damn, Frost got a landline. I can see that though, because you got kids. Like you say in your message, I get it. I get it.
Her Bible idea didn't really help matters. The rest of the night we stayed awake together, huddling on the couch and jumping at every sound. At one point we heard this weird scratching noise coming from the slanted roof. Liz said it was probably just a squirrel or something. Yeah, no. As daylight finally came, I was tired as hell, but afraid to go back to my apartment. Throughout the night those visions would come and go, along with weird noises and bumps. Finally, I bit the bullet and went back to my place. Liz offered to go, but I could tell she was just saying that to be nice. I wouldn't want to go either if I didn't have to.
And in all reality, you don't have to. You don't. Just saying.
So I get back to my apartment and stopped at the front door to grow some proverbial balls, so to say. I took a deep breath and opened the door. Again, it was about 30 degrees and all of the blinds and curtains were open again. I closed them and went back to my room, being careful to walk on the other side of the hall as the closet I threw the Ouija board in. I wasn't going near that thing ever again.
What the crap?
As I walked down the hall, the flashes of those images started up again, and I could hear whispers of conversations. At least I told myself that.
Yeah, but Danny Mac, we're starting to get those calls now on cell phones. The Social Security one, that's a really big one here. The automated voice calls you and says, you're in trouble, pay us, you know?
Conversations. Though, to be honest, they sounded like people screaming in agony. Yep, just your average conversation. As I opened the door to my room, my jaw literally dropped.
Why did it drop? We'll find out in just a second. I want to say this before I forget. If you guys have seen my GoFundMe, you know where it's at. If anybody ever decides to do like a super chat or a donation here on YouTube, please consider just putting it towards the GoFundMe. That would be very, very helpful. I was going to say something else, but I think it had to do with blind toes. I dumped it. No landline here, just cell phones. Nope, that doesn't have mine. Let's continue on.
I am a big theater buff, and I have decorated my room with vintage theatrical posters. Because of the rental agreement, none were nailed into the wall. I had to use sticky tack. All of the posters were attached to the wall, but they were all upside down. All of them. They were in the same places, just turned upside down. I quickly door, probably stupidly thinking that I was just so tired and delusional that when I reopened the door, everything would be the right way. I opened the door again. Nope. All upside down. I don't know why, after all that happened, I couldn't accept that someone was fucking with me. I called my roommate who had gone home for spring break early, and she had stopped back to the apartment and went into my room. She hadn't. Shit.
Danny, I don't understand that. How would you like double, triple glazing windows? Are you talking about her windows? Or are you talking about double paned?
I spent about an hour taking down all of the posters and putting them back on the wall right side up.
Why bother?
Towards the end of my task,
You know exactly what's going on. Why bother? You know, once something's fucked with, it's going to be through the rest of the time until that thing is gone.
I started getting angry. How dare something fuck with me?
Oh my god.
How dare they come into my room and vandalize it? I could feel my anger get out of control, which was totally out of character. I am a pretty chill person,
A little reminder.
but in the last
to her
18 hours I had
position.
been acting like I was on steroids and had roid rage or something. As I put the last poster back up on the wall, I marched down to the closet and grabbed the Ouija board out. It was a stupid cardboard plank. Just a stupid cardboard plank.
Now, what happens next is incredibly unbelievable.
I tried to break it over my knee. Nope. It didn't even bend. I grabbed a steak knife from the kitchen and started sawing into the sides. I barely scratched the surface. I took the stupid glow-in-the-dark pointer thing outside and put it in the parking lot. I then started my car and drove over it. Then I hit reverse. Then I drove over it again. And again. And again.
It's just too much. I then started my car and drove over it. That's completely unnecessary.
And again.
And again.
And again.
And again.
Damage. It was plastic, for God's sake. How did it not crush under the weight of my car? Later that day, I went over to Liz's place because I couldn't stand being...
Another reason I can tell someone's fibbing or making up a story like this is they lead the viewer with questions. Like, it was plastic. How did it not break? You know, planting questions.
in mine anymore. We decided to cook some dinner and just relax. We didn't once bring up the Ouija board or anything paranormal. It was difficult, let me tell you, because the squirrel was busy scratching the whole damn roof off with about 10 of his friends. It sounded like nails on a chalkboard to me. Nonetheless, we tried our best to ignore it. When the pebbles started hitting the window, we had a bit harder time ignoring things were escalating. Like I said, Liz had an attic apartment that was 4 stories up.
You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of build up. So I'm going to skip ahead if you guys don't mind.
That's one hell of a throw. I tried to ignore. Seconds later, one would hit the window on the edges. The
Yeah,
dip
we know.
on the side. What happened? I asked. My head was quieter now,
What
thankfully.
happened?
You don't remember? She whispered, visibly shaking. No. It took me a while to get it out of her. Apparently, I was at the sink and turned this, as she puts it, creepy smile and dead eyes, and started splashing water at her, screaming, "The power of Christ compels you," over and over while laughing.
That would
I
be
swear to God, I don't remember a damn thing.
red flag as well.
To this day, I still don't remember anything. It is completely gone from my memory. I apologize.
I do believe that's what I don't remember means. You don't need to say it 3 different ways.
Profusely. I had to go, and left. I couldn't believe I would do something like that, and the fear in her eyes when she looked at me was hell for my guilt. I didn't know where to go after I left, so I ended up driving around for a few hours. Every once in a while I'd see flashes out of the corner of my eyes, and started swerving again. Eventually, a cop pulled me over. They thought I was drunk. I tried to explain I wasn't, but I'd very well tell them I was seeing random hallucinations of death and destruction out of the corner of my eyes. I told them I was just tired, and
Exactly, Kelly. It's like when you say anything like that, automatically people think of what? I don't remember the name of it. But you know, the little girl's possessed or whatever. The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. The Exorcist. There we go.
apologized.
So that image automatically goes in people's head when you say movie quotes like that. So it could, if used properly, double the fear.
They ended up breathalyzing me. But I, not being drunk, oh how I wish I were drunk, passed. The cop then said he would drive behind me to make sure I got home safely. Looking back, it was a very nice gesture and I appreciate his concern. But at the time, I was just pissed that I had to go back to my apartment from hell. Literally. I pulled into the parking lot and waved at the cop. He just sat there, waiting for me to get out of the car and into my apartment. Great. So I begrudgingly went up the walk and opened the door.
I'd be like, hey, Mr. Officer, my windows were not open when I left. Can you make sure it's safe in my apartment, please? You know he would have done it. College girl like that.
Cool air greeted me, as did open blinds and curtains. Welcome home. Fuck my life. I went through the new ritual of shutting all the blinds and curtains and heading back to my room.
Why bother?
I was so tired. I just wanted to sleep. I walked in and all of the posters were upside down again. I was too tired to fix them.
Actually, that would have been an awesome one. She turns around with a big-ass butcher knife and that grin with dead eyes. You can't handle the truth.
I just wanted sleep. I threw a sweatshirt and sweatpants on and threw a million blankets on me. I just wanted sleep. I put the TV on again so that way all the noises could come from that, and finally shut my eyes. The images were burned on my eyelids, but I did my best to ignore them.
Skipping.
My temperature. Shit was definitely.
Hey there, Christopher Walker here, co-founder of Oomzoo, and I just want to talk to you today about Zoo.
Who do we got today? Oh, skip.
Definitely getting real. I woke up with bruises for my body. My head would fill with the most gruesome images imaginable, and I would see similar images out of the corner of my eyes. My apartment temperature wouldn't go higher than 40, even with 2 space heaters and the furnace full blast. In April. All of my posters would magically turn upside down on the walls. The blinds and curtains would be wide open. I would black out and say creepy things to my best friend totally out of character. And it all started with the Ouija board.
And nobody else. Oh. And nobody else has witnessed any of this weird stuff. Just you and Liz. Okay. As you put it, yeah, no.
After night,
I hate that phrase.
Was the same.
Yeah,
I would
no.
wake up terrified.
Yeah, no. What the make up your mind, yes or no? Yay, nay.
Feeling unseen hands holding me down.
No, man.
Sometimes the bumps in the night and the screams would be too distinct to blame on the TV I always kept on. When I could sleep.
Well, not even straight to DVD movie. This went straight to Reddit. They couldn't even get somebody to publish the script. Let's just throw it on Reddit.
Nightmare constant presence. Many of them would just be horrible images I'd seen when I was awake, but sometimes they were a bit more real. One night I dreamt about my friend, Liz. She and I did the Ouija board together.
Duh, we know this.
In the dream, she was laying in her bed, and I saw this creepy-looking man sitting in a chair next to her bed, just watching her sleep. His features were very distinct. Dark hair, dark eyes, dark goatee, and a very angular, sharp face.
Does that sound familiar to anybody? If not, look up the Hat Man, or also known as the Trench Coat Man or something like that. All of these stories have the same description of the devil. Might as well just call it the devil.
He just sat there, watching her like a creeper. He then turned his head towards me and stared right at me. His eyes turned red and he let out this bone-chilling scream which woke me out of the dream. As usual, I had new bruises on my arms and legs. The next day, struggling to stay awake, I went to go visit with Liz. Before I could say anything, Liz started talking about a dream she had the night before. She said that she dreamt that she heard her front door open and someone walking up the steps. In her dream, she was paralyzed and couldn't even open her eyes to see what was going on. The person turned the corner and creep into her room. She could hear him breathing deeply. She then heard him sit down on the chair next to her bed. She sat like hours just laying there, listening to this stranger breathe. Then all of a sudden, the person started screaming and she was able to open her eyes. The man sitting in the chair had red eyes, dark hair, and a dark goatee. It was the same guy from my dream. We tried to figure out what it all meant, and pretty much came up with nothing. I mean, obviously something paranormal, perhaps even demonic, was screwing with us. We decided that we would go to church that following Sunday and see if that helped. We also decided to go to the Christian bookstore in town to get a couple of crosses to put around. Though I wasn't religious.
You got a couple crosses to put around. Around what?
Yes. I was open to anything at that point.
Necks? What?
The next few nights it got so bad in my apartment that I started sleeping in my car.
Okay, we're going to stop there because this is the part that I want to talk about. The experience that I had. And it's really fucked up. Let's see what this is. Victor Crumb? I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Oh, Mr. Frosty, go fuck yourself. I'm not doing election night. Sorry. Not doing it. Nope. But if you end up doing a show, let me know. Maybe I'll rebroadcast it and just let it go. Get people to come over, channel out. While you're at the Christian bookstore, pick up the Lord Chain CD. Never heard of it. So, what happened, when was this? 2014. No, 2013. It was before I was with the meth head. And, it only happened twice. But what happened was I would wake up In the middle of the night, I would hear a TV on, but I could not move. And I'm totally blind, so it makes it that much more interesting. And it did feel like I was being pulled down. Not dramatically, but I just felt like I was heavier than I actually was. I'll put it that way. Couldn't move for a good, I don't know, it seemed like forever. Maybe 10, 15 minutes approximately. Now, what I contributed it to was the fact that if you, there are times where you would wake up during, I don't know what it's called, maybe Danny Marie would know, when your body is actually paralyzed during some point in sleep. And there are the points too where your body like will jerk or twitch. And from what I remember, that is to let your brain know that yes, your body's still alive. Don't kill yourself in your sleep. But this was so weird because I was completely paralyzed, and then at just some point, just boom, as if I woke up, but I was already awake. If that makes any sense. So that's what I contributed to. But it happened twice, and so I don't know why that happened twice. It was really weird. What do we have on that? Oh, yes. Okay. We'll have to do a little... Oh, your band. Okay. Okay. If you want to send me a link, I will definitely check it out. Whistler@theoryofblindman.com, which is also the same email address you all can send in your mailbags to. So I can... And I got a bunch of those to read off tonight and talk about. Thank you, Streamlabs. Thank you, Streamlabs. Sleep paralysis. Yeah, well, yeah. Sleep paralysis, but I wasn't asleep. That was the thing. And I don't want to... No, it wasn't just my chest. It was my whole... It was an even distribution of negative gravity. Well, negative as in my current gravity amount versus more gravity going. Yeah, I don't want to really bring that up again. Most of you know what happened in April, so I was going to kind of go into that. There was a couple times we went out to like the old, it's like 300 years old or something like that, something crazy. It's a county graveyard where I live, and we got out of the car. It was like, I don't know, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I know it's dark, but you know, who cares? I'm blind, right? The driver was not, but she was actually a ghost hunter. I'm not about that type of thing though, so don't get that twisted. But I got out of the car. And this has always been something about me as well. Just, I didn't know what it meant or what it was pointing me towards, I guess you could say, regardless of whatever the situation was. In this particular situation, I got out of the car, boom, there's a graveyard there, right? What's in a graveyard? Bodies. Okay. So now we got context. But as soon as I got out of the car, I turned like 2:30. So to my right. And I could clearly, oh gosh, sorry. This is why you don't talk with your hands live. I got this clear image of, if this makes sense, a humming red in that direction. So I walked towards it, and when I got to where I felt it was, it ended up being a double grave, and it was two young children, like 2 and 3 years old, brother and sister. And then there's another brighter red hum off to the left, which would have been like 10 o'clock. But we had to go around some plots and whatnot. So I get to the area, and it's a fresh one. Fresh as in service just got held today. All the flowers on the easels were all still there. The tent was still up. All the chairs were still out. And it was a family of 5 who were killed in a car accident. But now why I only got those 2, I don't know. Those are the only 2 that I saw. So it was strange. He finally decided to join us after the hour and a half or so of scary stories. Well done. Well done. Well done. We're moving on to the mailbag. You guys want to read some mail with me? I think that'll be fun. Let's read some mail. Well, you've made it this far. Welcome. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. This is the wrong one. Let me reset this really quick. Did that work? Oh, come on. What the fuck? There we go. Well, at least I wasn't stuck on frickin' 90% volume. All right, we are going to do some mail call. I need to get a really cool sound effect for that. I think that would be awesome. Mail call. I was really busy. But you had to watch my stream to stop your crying. There's no crying in baseball. What are you doing? What are you doing to yourself? I don't know why my music's glitching. That is very interesting. But anyway, let's get the right screen on. Alrighty, what do we got here? What do we got here? What do we got? Oops. Here we go. Now I picked these ones because they're very relative to the time that we are in. Meaning that Halloween's coming up. So, what is your favorite thing about Halloween? Tell you what, you guys can answer along in the chat while I give my answers. How's that sound? You guys like to participate, so. What is your favorite thing about Halloween? Being blind? I threw that in there because then you get to feel people's costumes. And once in a while, you get really lucky. What was your favorite costume? Oh, man. I don't know. But I'm going to think about it. Oh, 1 year, I was done up as the Grim Reaper, right? But we made it look like I was just a mannequin. And this was 93. So I had rollerblades. Don't judge. Anyway, so I had those on in the big, long black cloak hanging over everything. So it looked like I was just leaning up against the wall, like a mannequin or something, right? And people would pass by me, and sometimes I wouldn't move, not my arm actually smushed up against the wall, and some of the kids would actually touch my arm. I was like, is that skin or is that putty holding him to the wall? It was so fun. And once in a while, just because I was on my rollerblades, once in a while just be like chasing him down the driveway or down the street or something. It was so fun. What's your costume? Oh, that's an interesting one. I'll wait that one. I'll wait for that one. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. Okay, let's start with this one. How did you lose your sight? Because you act blind when you do a show. I don't act blind when I do a show. Okay, gotcha. Oh yeah, how did you lose sight? Well, it started off as a head trauma in probably around 2000. And yeah, it was the beginning of 2000. And over 3 years time, actually almost just about 3 years, the retinas had torn. And so that started to detach my retinas. So the doctors went in and tried to repair my right side because the left side was too far gone. Bunch of surgeries, had the gas bubble put in my eye to keep the retina in place after the surgery. Did that 3 times, each one taking about 6 to 8 weeks of keeping your head down. And then that gas bubble actually gave me cataracts. So they sucked out my foggy lens and put a new one in. And their selling point was, this is the same material that was made out of the World War II Spitfire planes. I was like, okay. And that means what to me? I'm not 25,000 feet in the air trying to fight in a dogfight. So they gave me the new lens. Oh, so the hooks that hold the lens in place actually gave me neovascular glaucoma, and because of that I had a valve put in my eye. And by the end of 2003 it was just too much, actually like August or so. It was too much for my eyes, so I lost all sight completely. Time, plus a myriad of laser surgeries and other things that weren't technically surgeries, but I had to have done, like I don't know, and a syringe stuck in my eye so they could drain the fluid, that kind of thing. So that's how I lost my sight. And going into the next one, what just happened? What the fuck? Oh, that was weird. Anyway, how did you learn to do all those things you do live? How did you learn to do those things that you do live? Trial and error, pretty much. I've always been looking for a better production, better quality value. If you guys were here in the beginning, I used to use Google Hangouts. And the best thing that I could do was have people on stream. That was it. Lame. So I looked into Stream Labs, OBS, as well as the OBS project. They're not accessible. So went on to the next thing, which was Zoom. You can go live on Zoom, but you don't get all the really cool stuff like I want. I wanted the best possible that I could get. So then we found StreamYard, and they've gotten 10 times better since I first started using them last year sometime. Yeah, last year. But and then from StreamYard, a friend of mine, Jason, the Blind Jedi Vlogs, found a program called Ecamm Live. That's what I currently use. I get to set up scenes, I get to switch between the scenes, make transitions. I got the widgets that are on screen, so my Streamlabs account, when anybody subscribes or donates or anything like that, it pops up on the screen. A bunch of really cool stuff. So, free candy, that's your best thing about Halloween, says Blind Toes. I usually DG my city falls fast due to the pandemic. We aren't having one this year. That's a shame. Yeah, I get it. I used to do all the advocacy, activism events here at the state capitol. Matter of fact, I just found some videos from my old YouTube channel that I can't get access to, unfortunately. But I found all my DJing videos. So I was pretty excited about that. How'd you lose your sight? I got that one. How'd you learn to do all those things live? Yep, did that one. Oh, and a lot of devices. A lot of physical devices. Like, when you guys hear, let's say, R2D2 talking to me, it's just simply a MIDI player. A MIDI. What do you call this thing? You know, it's got 16 pads on it. Blah, blah, blah. So I use one. That's my keyboard tray. That's to switch the audio sets. And then my Akai is to play the individual sounds in those sets. So I've got everything at the touch of my fingers rather than going to different programs, activating them, blah, 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 blah. Okay. What? No. No. Where were the videos? Please tell me the videos were on your iPhone. Because if they were, go to your photo library. There's an album called Recently Deleted, and you can restore videos up to 30 days. I have RP, smart. Oh yeah, yep. Get that. RP. I'm still able to use Zoom text. Well, that's cool. I can't say ever. Didn't know that. I've got a great home. Oh, when I was working at that pizza shop, taking bake place, one of the girls that worked there had her eye ripped out by her dad because they went fishing and she got hooked. So she had one glass eye as well. And whenever there was a rude customer, she would pop that right out onto their pizza. Oh, it was hilarious. Hilarious. Okay, the last question. I saved this for last. I don't know why, because it really didn't fit in with anything else. So, what do you find attractive physically in a woman? And what do you find attractive as far as the inner person? That's great. That's a great question. I'm going to tackle the materialistic first. I love like long hair or red hair. Pretty simple. Oh, and I'm definitely a chest type of guy. Inside though, kind of trumps all that because I can't stand to listen to them talk because either they're just rambling, single serving conversations, don't like them. But that's my own personal thing. Gotta be funny and intelligent for sure. Gotta be able to put me in my place as far as smarts go. I think we all have a certain level of tendency to, I don't know, exaggerate, push things, to not get our way, but to prove our points, right? So we all have capabilities of mental manipulation to some extent, but it's the people that have morals and empathy that don't use it. So yeah, I totally forgot to keep track of if you guys were answering the questions as well. Eek. Why did you do that, Nicole? Oh my god. Can you package up and do another one? That sucks. My wife is how it should be. That is absolutely, that's what I say too, is like who I'm with, that's my queen, and that's who's gonna get everything from me, whether it be my thoughts, my deepest feelings or emotions or whatever. That's the one person, this is how it should be, the one person that I should fully be able to trust with anything and everything. So I definitely get that, Kelly. How did you find the stream, Kelly, by the way? I meant to ask earlier. That would make more sense. Oh, it's awfully quiet. Let's see how that sounds. Blind to billionaire. Okay, cool, cool. Did he mention me or something, Kelly? I saw you live, so I joined. Cool. Yeah, I often go live throughout the week, usually at 7:05 p.m. Pacific time. Now that you're here, though, everybody in the chat, let Kelly know what's happening this Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific time. Matter of fact, I shall pull up. Should I pull up the trailer so Kelly can see it or listen, whatever? I'm definitely going to rampage. Well, awesome. That would be really cool. Yes, Blind Toes, that is very true. Kelly, if you stick around for any period of time, you're gonna love the people in the chat. Just love them. I wouldn't have it any other way. Let me get this thing. Let me... Okay, here we go. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. What is my YouTube channel name? I was just on autopilot right there. Sometimes I'll type youtube.com membership. What? What is this? Uh-oh. No. Okay, I've got a playlist on my channel called Indie Audio Films. If you go in there, you'll find some great stuff. What was that? Oh, it started playing by itself. Interesting. Breaking news, breaking news. Special presentation. No, that's not it. Premiere. Interviews. Trailer number 2. Trailer 2? Where's my first trailer? What the funk? Breaking news. Breaking news. Huh. Okay, it's not on the playlist. Let's try. Damn it, it did it again. Why wouldn't it go to my homepage? What the hell? I'm trying to pull it up. Trying to pull it up. Trying to pull it up. No. No. This. Whoops. Oh, too far. Did I get too far again? Oh, there it is. Videos. Nope. 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 So anyway, Kelly, I've made an audio film called The Hunting Grounds. and I've busted my ass on it. Special presentation. That's not it. Not it. Breaking news. So I've made a real production out of it. I did, you know, mock breaking news things. There's an on-set tragedy. I've got a red carpet interview session with some of the actors. These movie trailers. I did 2 member-only mode premieres. So if you're a member of the channel, you get early stuff like that. I'm just trying to find the first trailer. Okay, there's the breaking news. That means it should be right here. Here it is. Okay. Ooh, perfect timing. Perfect timing! If I'm not on an ad. Probably am. We may have to watch an ad. Yes. We have to watch it. Well, I'll watch it. That way you guys don't have to. It's gonna be like 6 more seconds. No! Stop seeing messages. Damn it. That's what happens. Made me miss my mark. Okay. Oops, wrong way. Oh, it's already selected. Alright, here we go. This is the first trailer for the hashtag Indie Audio Films, hashtag The Hunting Grounds. Here we go. Kill the music. Thank you.
Tonight, police are asking for the public's help in locating suspected serial rapist Eloquence.
Hey girl, you ready?
Are you two fine-looking women lost?
Oh shit, Karen, it's Eloquence.
It's safe mode, sweetie.
No, it's really not.
You two don't even have a clue, do you?
Where the hell were you keeping that? In the cloud.
We need a statement for the police report, and I'm sure the press will want an interview.
The media can wait. We are going to have fun now and celebrate. It's okay, sweetie. This won't hurt. Not 1 megabyte.
Rated R, Halloween 2020. There you go. I am so happy. 99.2% happy of how it turned out. There's a couple audio issues, but other than that, I had a lot of fun doing it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Going over the chat really quick. Yes, Streamlabs, thank you. Would you like to Carolina Trees? Well, no. Kelly, very cool. We have lots of fun here. We are a family for sure. For some reason, I have the subtitles on. Oh, we're recently also going over an ARG, Alternative Reality Gaming channel, and closed captioning is recommended because she hides a bunch of stuff, a bunch of clues in the closed captioning. So that's going to be probably the next Tales from the Tube, and then we'll do another, I don't know, half hour of this one we did tonight. The Ouija board. The Ouija board. This group has got me gotten through a bunch this past couple months. That's good. That is good. Yeah, we're all a family here. It's really cool. Carolina ringer stinger. Still can't be a channel member. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, bruh. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Maybe talk to somebody who's already done it and see if there's some kind of stickiness going on with your YouTube account. I mean, obviously, you're going to have to link your bank account with the Blind Toes YouTube account. So whatever Gmail account you're using for that. I texted you, Whistler. I know, but I was trying to pause. Well, thank you, Kelly. I'm glad you like it. If you're talking about the movie trailer, then yes, thank you. Cool, thank you. What the bugs? So that is that. We will hang out for a little bit, and then I'm going to take off because it's that time. It's that time to take off. Well, you're the one wrong, not me. Just saying. Oh, jeez. Yes, the movie trailer is right. Well, cool. Thank you. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific time. Wait. What is today? Computer, that was your clue to tell me what the date is.
Sorry, I don't know.
Computer, what is today?
It's Thursday, October 29th.
Oh my god, it's only Thursday. Okay, 2 days. 2 days until the movie release, The Hunting Grounds. And it'll be showing oh man, I really wanted to do live streams and show it on each live stream like it was a real theater, right? Then I'd have to sit there all day long, watch that thing over and over again. So I'm just going to, it's now scheduled to be released at 1 p.m. Pacific time this Saturday. Don't worry, the movie itself is only 27 minutes long. Well, 27 minutes, 27 seconds, 45 frames long. So it actually goes by really fast. You hear 27 minutes, you're like, I don't know. Trust me, it goes by super fast. Super fast. Almost Friday for you. So 9, 10, 11. You're on the East Coast. It is Friday. Oh. Almost Friday for you. Well, now I am confused. Alright, any last questions? Any last comments? What's going on, peeps? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? We will let the chat build up. How about that? Does that sound good? I don't know what is going on with my soundboard. Got some weird issues. Oh, I shouldn't have talked about the Ouija board. Cause Zozo is coming for me. Yep, you can find pretty much all of us on Facebook and Twitter. All my links are in below, but you can just search Theory of a Blind Man. You'll find me. Facebook.com/The Real Theory of a Blind Man. Or Twitter @TheoryOBlindMan. Yeah, I'm pretty much anywhere. I'm pretty much everywhere. Blind Anime Talk. Oh, that's right. What time is that? Blind Anime Talk. Oh, Blind Toes. If you could see my Elvira sitting right next to me. Banging. Oh, I need to check the eCam chat to see if they updated that. So I'll let your comments build up before I get out of here. Show comments. There we go. Let's see if it goes back to the top. Wait. I can type here? Hold on. Okay, so here's my Twitter. Nope, it won't let me. Never mind. Nope, won't let me. Damn. Damn. Yep, it jumps right back to the top. Damn. That's too bad. Oh well. I'm on Twitter. At Blind Toes. At Kelvin Lord Chain. Where is? Let's see if there's any capitalization. Nope. Okay, all over this. Cool. Yeah, that's what I was just saying, Nicole. Yeah, if you find one of us, you'll find all of us. For sure. We're all connected. You know what I'm saying? Alright guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you so much for being here and all that great stuff. Really appreciate all the GoFundMe help too that you guys have given me. Meaning that, especially sharing, like I keep saying this, but I know half the people who've donated and I don't know the other half, which means everybody's been sharing just that much. So it's really cool. I'm still in the review window, sorry. There we go. So thank you very much for that. Also, I want to give a special shout out to all my members. Earth Magic 7, Agent, #Z%. Who would be next in line? Nicole Cotta. And who came after that? Was it Danny Mac? And then Issues 365 or 184 247. I don't know. Auto. And then came Danny Mac, can I believe? Then Danny Marie AUC. You guys are awesome. And they all got to watch the movie early because they're members. And if you want to become a member, you hit the join button. That is somewhere on my page. Some people can do it, and Blind Toes can't, unfortunately. But we'll try to get that figured out, Blind Toes, just for you. Last time, going to the chat. Lol. You're one with the force. That is very true. You too, Kelly. Thanks for coming in. Hope to see you again soon. I resemble that. Any words? I resemble that. LOL. Okay. So, until next time, everybody. This has been Theory of Blind Man. Don't forget, love is blind. Keep it blind. As soon as I load the video file, I did it again. Yay! Hold on, give me a second. Oh my goodness. Here we are. I need outros. Thank you. There we go. Take 2. Don't forget, love is blind. Keep it. No, cut. This has been Whistler with Theory of Blind Man. I'm just fuck with you guys. I'm out.
Bye.